Okay, g'day everyone. On today's video we're going to do a quick review of probably one of the most accurate rifles that is in my safe at the moment and that I've probably ever owned. It's actually a rifle I bought for my wife. It's a left-handed Remington model 788 in 6mm Remington. Now the main reason I bought this was she's left-handed. This is a left-handed rifle in an interesting calibre, not something I see every day, and a nice light recoil, very similar in power to a 243. Maybe another 100 feet a second above it if you're on a good load. So basically we'll just go and clear the rifle. I've already taken the magazine out. We'll just open up the bolt, which is a rear locking action, which is another different feature of it. As you can see, the rear locking lugs there. There's 9 of those. It actually locks up very tight. This has very tight headspace. This is when we bought this rifle. As you can see, it's mint condition, absolutely mint condition. Nice coloured stock. Usually they have like a bit of a ugly yellowy coloured stock. For whatever reason, this years of production, they used quite a nice stain on the stock. And to top it off, I wanted something that would suit a rifle of that era, so I've put a steel weaver 3 to 9 by 40 scope on it, which is an absolute beautiful scope, beautiful clear optics. So yeah, I suppose we'll quickly have a little chat about the 788s. They were built from 1967 to 83. Come in a few different calibers, everything from 222 up to about 308. Came in one of the last cartridges that came out in was the 708. That was a fairly new cartridge, and they chambered it in that. But it's mainly the shorter action cartridges you see a lot of here in Australia. The 222s, the 223s, the 22-250s. You do see a few 243 and 308s, but this one, the 6mm Remington, is by far the rarest. Which I sort of only really bought because, yeah, like I said, my wife's left-handed. I needed a left-handed rifle. She wanted to get into shooting, so yeah, I went and bought it. Yeah, I thought, what an interesting rifle. And these are renowned for their accuracy. And this rifle is no exception. Now, a little bit about the cartridge, the 6mm Remington. Absolute dynamite of a cartridge. Got about 100 feet a second over the 243. It's a little bit, yeah, it is a bit of an odd one, but if you search enough, you can find ammo for them. This is the Hornady Superformance ammo with a 95 grain SST load. This is a dynamite factory load, absolute dynamite. Local gun shop managed to find a few boxes of those, so I got 100 rounds of those at the time. And also managed to find a box of Winchester ammo at a gun show, which I've since reloaded and found a good load. This was the original box. Now I found a good load for the 85 grain Nosler Petition. Shoots quite well out of this rifle. The only negative that I will say about this cartridge is this is based off the 7x57 or the 257 Roberts. It's a 57mm long case, so when you're stuffing it in a short action, projectiles have to be seated fairly short. So it's got a 2.825 maximum overall length. You can probably squeeze it out to about 2.840 in this rifle anyway, and that's about as much as you can go. And you want to go shooting heavier bullets, like your 100s and your 105s and up above, you have to seat them down, which it does have a nice long neck for that, but I've decided I've going to stick with a middle ground around the 85 grain, and that way I've still got a reasonable weight bullet without seating it too far into the case. These rifles are standard with the single collar magazine. There's a 3-shot magazine. I've yet to see any aftermarket magazines that will hold more, so I've just found myself a spare one fairly cheap and bought that, and that's fine. and that shoots fine. So without rambling on, as you know, I don't like having my videos fairly short. That is the rifle. We will do some shooting with that rifle at some stage in the near future, and that is the cartridge. Came out in about the mid-50s. This came about roughly about the same time as the 243. But yeah, just nowhere near as popular, and I think it's been said a million times over, it all came down with the twist rates of the rifles at the time. Remington, this used to be called the 244 Remington, had a 1 in 12 twist, wouldn't stabilise over 90 grains, whereas the 243 had a 1 in 10 twist, so it would stabilise the 100 grainers, which was a bit more appealing in America, especially for the deer hunters. So then, 10 or so years later, Remington thought, how are we going to fix this? So they changed the name of it to the 6mm Remington, gave it a 1 in 9 inch twist, and yeah, you could load up your 100, 105 grain bullets, no problem. But it was a little too late by then. But anyway, for those who like different calibers and a little bit different rifles, even though they did, like I said, they sold tons of these in 222 and 223 back in the day. Yeah, so this is why I've got this rifle. Yeah, even though it is left-handed, it does have an ambidextrous stock. That is an ambidextrous stock. And the ejection port is on the right-hand side, so I have really no trouble shooting it myself. I'm right-handed, but I find no problem. Just the bolt's on the other side. You get used to it. Not a problem. So yeah, that's basically a quick little, very basic review on this 788. There's tons of videos on YouTube about these rifles, so I didn't want to add on too much, but yeah, if you can pick one of these up, they are good shooting rifles. Absolute good shooting rifles. My son's short action with the heavy 24-inch barrel, varmint barrel, he's got the varmint version. It is an absolute tack driver. In 222, absolutely tack driver. But yeah, the 6mm Remington is certainly a nice shooting rifle itself. So as a reloader, I have no problem having cartridges that are a little bit different. Obviously, just make sure if you're going away somewhere, you've got plenty of ammo with you that you need for the hunt or for the shoot, whatever you're doing with it, and you won't have a problem. So yeah, I will leave it at that, and we will catch you all later. Happy shooting.